Namaste yogis, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. So tonight's practice, what we're going to be doing restorative, you want to have a chair or a couch, be near a couch, or you can have a big pillow. If you don't want to put your legs up, you can also go onto legs up the wall. Just go near a wall and get your legs up. You don't have to be touching the wall with your buttocks and your legs or your hamstrings if that doesn't feel right. So just pick the one pose that will work for you. So I'll decided to go on to Chair Shavasana myself. So if you can have at least 3 blankets, so if you have blocks, you can replace one of the blankets for your blocks and then one extra blanket, just so that you can pat yourself and get even more comfortable. So we're gonna go ahead and lay down on our backs. So I have put already a blanket on top of my chair just so that I can get my 90-degree angle at the knees. You may put 2 blankets, depending how long your legs are. And then bring the chair as close to you that your knees land over the hips to the best of your ability. So by this point, maybe you feel already your lumbar spine releasing onto the floor. And if you, like me, have tension on your neck normally, then you might feel like your head is falling back. So instead of letting your head back, you can do a few things. So first of all, you can have your hands at the back of the neck and then move your hands up, like glide them up, and that will elongate your neck. So that's all. You just have your hands on the back of the neck and then you pass them up, just slide them up and then release, and that will give you that elongation. You can have a block or a blanket, so you can make a little noodle and have that noodle right under the neck, and that actually feels really good. And the other thing you could do is interlace your fingers and keep your hands clasped on the back of the neck, not the head but the neck, and then rest your elbows out to the sides. So play around with whichever pose feels the best for you. So sometimes interlacing the fingers behind the neck feels really good to stretch your chest, and sometimes it doesn't. So really go with what feels right. Then check in with your body from bottom to top. Maybe close your eyes. And for your arm position, you can have your hands where they land naturally, palms facing up. You can bring them at the top of the mat, towards the upper corners of the mat, if that doesn't bother your shoulders, or you can bring them straight overhead. So just check. For me, actually, by the sides feels the best, so I'll stay here. Then bring the awareness down to your feet and relax your toes. Relax your foot soles. Relax the top of your feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your lower legs. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs. Your glutes. Notice the way your back sits on the floor, if you feel even or you feel a little bit rotated on one side. Notice your shoulders and pay attention if they both touch the floor. Feel the weight of your arms. Relax your hands and allow your fingers to curl naturally into your palms. No tension, no effort, just relaxation. Relax your face, your jaw. Your eyelids are softly closed. And then observe your breath. Notice the next inhalation, the rising, and the falling. Expanding as you breathe in. And releasing as you breathe out. Continue at your own pace, rising, falling. We start tuning in our Dirga Pranayama. So sending your breath as low into your belly as you can. Fill up your side ribs. Fill up your chest. Relax your face. And when you exhale, let your chest fall. Empty your side ribs. And finally, let your belly drop. Expand as you inhale. Empty as you exhale. Expand. And release. Don't let your mind wander. Observe. Take 2 more breaths like this, full deep breaths. When you're ready and on your next inhalation, wiggle your fingers and reach your hands towards the sky. Now bring your right arm in front of the left as you cross your arms and then bend the elbows, relax your hands towards the floor. You don't have to touch the floor. Adjust your arms if you need to. If you are quite gifted, make sure that you create space for your gift. Pull it down, push it down a little bit. Relax your fingers, maybe curl them into your palms and bring your thumbs and index to touch. Hugging yourself. Allowing your body to rise and fall with every breath. The mind will wander, bring it back. Observe, rising and falling. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. As you inhale, reach your hands up. Cross the other way. And release your hands as you exhale, bend your elbows. Adjust if needed, adjust your arms. Make sure it's not uncomfortable. It's closing up, so you might find it a little more challenging to breathe. Try to send your breath as far down into your tummy as you can. Rising and falling. Keep your jaw relaxed, your face, your arms, even your mudras. Keep them relaxed. Continue to breathe deeply. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And as you inhale, bring your hands up. Exhale, shoulders down, release your hands. You may keep your mudra, you don't have to. Observe. Take one more breath, full deep breath. Send your breath and awareness down to your feet. Wiggle your toes. Move your feet side to side. Wiggle your fingers. Bring your knees in towards your chest and move towards your favorite side. Keep the chair right where it is if you have one, and then move onto your side. Relax here for a few moments. Checking in, scan your body, watch your breath. We're gonna use the top hand to help ourselves up on the next exhalation. Now, if you don't have a chair, you chose to work with a pillow, you can have your pillow handy and you can have your blankets handy. So not everybody will use them, so just do what feels right. So I do like to have one pillow under my sacrum. I like my sacrum under my seat. I do like to tilt my pelvis to prevent my lower back from having pressure on my lower back. So check if that will help you too. The other thing is to have a blanket or a block under the knee. So we're going to extend the right leg out to the side, and the left knee will go in towards the inner thigh. And then have your chair or your pillow handy, depending what you chose. Have your hands at the creases of the legs, and the next time you exhale, hinge forward. You don't have to go too far. Just once you feel the stretch on your glute, maybe your hip, make sure it's not pinching. Then you can allow your upper back, if you like, to round forward and rest your forehead on your chair. If you have a bolster or a pillow, you can have your bolster, how we do in class, we put it standing and then hug it, resting your forehead against the bolster. If you decide to go into a pillow, you can just have it under your belly, bring your elbows around, you can rest your forehead down. So just make sure that you have that support if needed to keep your pelvis neutral. Once you have your position, close your eyes, relax, and take a couple of long, deep breaths. Relax your feet. Balance the weight and put some weight onto the right glute. Sometimes we tend to lean towards the bent knee. If you find that your bent knee is bothering you, you can take the other blanket or pillow if you're not using it and place it under that leg as well, so you're well padded. Adjust at any time. And once you find that place, allow yourself to sink a little deeper into your body with every exhalation. If you like mantras, you may repeat any mantra of your choice, or maybe in your mind repeat so as you inhale, hum as you exhale, so hum. Find your rhythm. Try to breathe into your back body.
Don't let your mind wander, bring it back. So hum. So hum. Find your rhythm. Make sure this is not pinching your hip, your knee, your back, your shoulders. Keep your neck soft and relaxed, and your face and your jaw. Continue to breathe. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And very mindfully, push yourself up slowly. Help yourself with your hands to come back to an upright. And you're gonna use your hands to help your left leg out to the left. You can lean back and maybe bring that blanket out of the way, shake, maybe move side to side. You can rotate your feet. And we're gonna go on to the other side. So if you decided to go for a blanket on one side, I recommend that you stay the same way on the other side. So have your blanket under the left leg and bring your right knee in, put your foot against your thigh, readjust yourself on the blanket if you're using one, so that you have a neutral pelvis once again. Now when you are ready, Gonna hinge right from the hips. You can have your hands on your hips if you choose. Hinge forward gently and bring one hand on top of the other. Rest your forehead down. Each side is different, so that's normal. Don't worry. If it doesn't feel the same, it's okay. We just want to make sure that whatever you choose is comfortable for you. You have the option to pad that right knee as well. Have some props under if that feels better. And then return to your breath. Once you have found that place that is comfortable and when you feel supported, then release. Try to put some pressure on your third eye or the space between the eyebrows. So whether you stack your fist on the chair, if you're using your bolster, if you're hinging forward and resting all the way down onto the floor, everybody's different. Everybody has different ranges of motion. So just stick with the one that works for you tonight. And just make sure that you reconnect with your breath. Maybe you return to your mantra if you are practicing mantra. Maybe Soham. Remember, Soham means I am that. It's just a reminder that we are connected with the divine. We are one with our Creator. But also we are one with each other, one with the universe, and just in the end we are all one. So just connecting with that, the consciousness of Soham. So as you inhale and hum as you exhale. You can say it out loud if you feel comfortable. You can say it in your mind and resonate with that energy. Try to put some more weight on your left glute if you feel you're leaning to the right. It's okay if your upper back rounds as long as your neck is not tension, you're not putting any tension there. It's all good. Remember, if you need to come out or adjust, please do that. If a blanket is not high enough for you, you can sit on blocks or have all of your blankets stacked under your seats or a bolster if you have one. Play around with the position. Don't suffer in the pose if it's not working out for you. Please come out gently and release all tension and then try to enter it again with full awareness and stopping right before you get any pinching sensation or any torquing sensation. Be super mindful. These poses, they all look super simple and they are not meant to create a deep sensation, so don't aim for that. Just try to be relaxed. You may feel some stretch here and there, but nothing that will keep you from breathing and from really focusing on what's going on within the breath. You're gonna take one more breath here, full deep breath. And once again, with control, help yourself back up to an upright. Take your time, shoulders back and down. Extend your legs, lean back, put the blanket out of the way, shake the tension off. For the next one, if it works for your hips, you're gonna bring your chair maybe closer together and go onto butterfly position. Readjust on your blanket, move the flesh out of the way so your seat bones are on the floor and the flesh is in the blanket. And then walk your feet away from you or closer to you, depending. Play around with the pose. Make sure that that's not bothering, once again, your knees, your hips. You can place props under your knees if needed. You can go sit a little higher as well. Just find that place that will work for you tonight. Lengthen through the spine as you breathe in, hinging from the hips forward as you breathe out. And resting maybe your forehead on the chair, maybe have your blanket folded, stack your hands or your fists, and just pay attention what will work for you. Soften through the hips, through the back, and begin breathing deeply again. Inhale. And exhale. When you inhale, you want to really release your tummy, let it expand. And when you exhale, at the bottom of the exhalation, draw the navel in, pulling all the air out. Those of you who are quite flexible and would like to go a little farther forward, you can also bring the chair up and forward. Bring your feet closer together and you can hinge a little farther forward. And some of you, depending what your range of motion is, some of you might be farther down, resting your elbows down. You can stack your fists, rest your forehead down. So once your tummy is against your inner thighs almost, you can maybe rest further down. But remember, we're not looking for sensation or for deepest extension. Just find the one that works for you. Maybe return to your mantra. It's okay if your upper back rounds, by the way. Take one more breath, full deep breath. And very mindfully, with control, bring yourself up. And you may extend your legs forward and shake the tension off. We're gonna go on our knees, so you may have your blanket for support. So don't rush, just find your way onto your knees, but still working with the chair. Have your knees on the blanket. Actually, I need just a little more space there. And then rest your elbows right, not right at the edge, just a little bit in. Maybe bring your hands into prayer pose. Walk yourself back and rest your forehead against the chair. Bring your tailbone up, let your belly drop, This is a deep stretch for your triceps and your shoulders. So of course, if this doesn't feel right, just control the drop and keep your rib cage up so that it is less strenuous for your shoulders. If it feels okay in your shoulders and in your back, we're gonna go actually into the back bend. Keep your shoulders into its sockets so that you're not hyperextending. Keep your palms pressing one another. Keep gentle pressure against the forehead. The blanket will help you so that you're not digging into your skin with the chair. If this is a too intense stretch for you, we're gonna rest the hands onto the floor and let your shoulders go into a shoulder dip. You can let your shoulders go up and your chest to go down. You can relax your head down as well. If you have any problems with your hands and this is still not okay, press your elbows on the floor and still keep your back arching maybe. If this pinches your back, if you have a deep back bend and this is not working out, draw your rib cage up. So you still have that happy tailbone, you're still having that gentle compression of your lumbar spine, yet you're not going so deep into your thoracic spine. So check in which one works, play around, and if none of those work, maybe hand on top of the other, rest your forehead down, retract your shoulder blades and breathe here. Whichever version, remember there is no right or wrong. We're putting the mat on our backs because we were onto a forward bend for a long time. So now we want to release the back. We want to engage the back muscles. And we want to try to be relaxed. So to the best of your ability, let go. Stay away from any pinching sensation on your shoulders, any torquing sensation, any numbing sensation. You want to try to keep those hips over the knees or in front of the knees without pushing them back towards the heels. Depending on your shoulders, remember if it's too much, retract a little bit, bring your blades together, bring your rib cage up, don't let your body drop. We're gonna take 3 more breaths here, full deep breaths. And with control on your next breath, extend your arms, palms down, walk your shoulders in towards the sockets and help yourself up. Maybe sit back on your heels. If that is too much, you can take a blanket or a block to sit back. Rest your forehead down, maybe on your fist, maybe on your hands. Breathe. We're going to take 1 more breath here, full deep breath. Bring your hands under the shoulders as you inhale and push yourself up as you exhale. Take a few moments once you get here on your seated position. Roll your shoulders back and down. Tuck your chin onto your chest and move it across the collarbone side to side. And when you're ready, come back to center, bring your gaze forward. And we're gonna take our chair out of the way. You can keep it handy if you would like to do our meditation part with the chair later on. So for now, we're gonna take our blankets. If you have a bolster, you can use your bolster. If you don't, we're gonna make one with our 2 blankets. And just put them together, stack them together, and then make a noodle. And once you have that noodle, gonna place it under the right side. So we were working with this pose on, I think it was 2 classes ago. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna sit on the right side, on the right hip, bend your knees, and have your noodle or your bolster between your hip and your rib cage. Bring your bottom arm in front of you. You can rest your head on the floor. If you need extra support, you can have your pillow or the other blanket under your head. And then bend your elbows and relax here. Close your eyes and breathe. So we're not going into deep extension. If you want a deeper extension through the top hip flexor, we're gonna walk that top knee back. So your left knee moves back and maybe you release it onto the floor. So once again, top knee maybe moves back and maybe you release it onto the floor. Now, if this is too much for your bottom knee, you can also have a prop under the knee. So if you have another prop, another blanket, you can fold it and have it under the left knee. If you want a deeper extension on the top, bring your left arm towards the overhead, your arm against your ear, release your hand onto the floor. Relax here. Don't let your mind wander, rising and falling. Those of you who need more stretch, you can move that top knee slightly back, farther back. Adjust as much as needed until you find that place that will work for you. Then let go. Scan your body from bottom to top. Notice if there are still muscles that you are engaging and let them go on your next exhalation. Especially pay attention to your upper legs and glutes. Notice your shoulders. And then notice your jaw. This small jaw joint is so powerful. And all the muscles around it, they can really create tension on your head, give you headaches or neck pain if we don't pay attention. Soften your face, relax your eyes, and then watch your breath once again. Maybe return to your mantra, so, hum. rising and falling. The expansion of your breath will give depth to your extension, to your stretch. So send your breath as far down in your body as you can. And maybe that'll give you a deeper extension through your hip flexor. Remember that if it's too much or your knees torquing, you can bring your knees back together. You don't have to stay back there if you went for that. It's okay to try, but the body sometimes says okay at the beginning of the pose and then it doesn't like it anymore. So it's okay. It is always wise to change when the body speaks. And sometimes before the body talks to you, the breath will do so. So pay attention to your breath. If your breath starts becoming choppy, then you know you have gone too far. You need to come back a little and readjust. Go back within, breathing deeply, rising and falling. Maybe repeat your mantra if you're practicing one. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. Be mindful as you bring your knees together, bring that left knee on top of the right. Circle your top hand forward, release your hands together, and take a few moments here. Use your top hand to slowly help yourself up. On your next exhalation, awesome. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So when you are ready, turn onto the side, have your props handy, the same ones that you used. Remember that you want to have your hip on the floor, and see if you can have that blanket right in between the hip and between your rib cage. Stack your knees first, and if you like, you can walk that bottom knee down. You can have your blanket there for extra support. Walk your foot back. Then maybe your top hand reaches up, opening up right through the right side. Breathe deeply, make sure you adjust your body. If you need more extension through the hip, walk your foot farther back, your right foot. If it's too much, walk your knee forward, maybe stack them again. So do not stay in a place that doesn't feel right for you. Extending your arm overhead sometimes can give us a pinching sensation at the top of the shoulder, especially if you have any problems with your rotator cuff. So you bring your arm in front of you and relax here. Just because you went into a pose doesn't mean you have to stay there. If you need to adjust, please do. And then return to your breath. I'm going to take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you are ready, stack your knees, take your time, circle your arm forward, relax your hands together, breathe. And use your top hand to slowly help yourself up onto your seated position. So from seated position, just gather your props once again. If you have a bolster, you can keep using the bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you want more depth to your back bend, you can have another blanket and wrap it so that you can have a nice, thick and firm bolster. You can have your pillow handy if you want it under your knees as well. So for the next stretch, you're gonna go onto your back and have your bolster or your made-up bolster under the thoracic spine, so the space between the shoulder blades. Bring your arms by your sides and then allow your back to release back, and you want to rest the back of the head on the mat. Arms by your sides, maybe go into a goalpost posture, so your ribcage is gonna be flaring. Let it go, it's fine. If you have a pillow, just relax your legs on your pillow. You can go into butterfly position if you want. Whatever feels right for you. And breathe. Some of you might want a deeper extension through the sides, through the back, so you can reach your arms overhead. And try to breathe deeply in and out. So try not to hinge your neck. Try to keep an elongation of the cervical spine. You can have an extra blanket under your head or have your support under the back a little thinner or a lot thinner, depending what feels right. Don't let your mind wander. Watch your breath. If you want a mudra, you may go into Gyan or Prana mudra. So either your index and thumbs touching, or maybe bring your thumbs to touch the ring finger and the pinky, extending the index and the middle fingers. And then watch your breath. Take 2 more breaths here. Send your breath and awareness down to your feet. Wiggle your toes. Move your feet side to side. If you were on your butterfly position, bring your knees up. Extend your legs for a few moments. Release your mudra. Wiggle your fingers. If your arms were overhead, maybe bring them by your sides. And when you are ready, foot soles on the floor. And move onto your side. You can place your hand under your head for support. Put the head on the hand. And then use your top hand to slowly come up. Watch it when you come up. It can be a lot, so watch it. Then maybe have one of your blankets once again for support under your seats. If you want to sit on your bolster, you're welcome to do that. If you want to sit on blocks, if you have blocks, you're welcome to do that. And find a cross-legged position that will work for you. It doesn't have to be cross-legged. You can sit on your heels if you prefer. Roll your shoulders back and down and bring your hands on your heart. So you're gonna rest your left hand at the center of the chest at a heart level, and then your right hand right on top. Then interlace your thumbs and allow your fingertips to point towards your armpits. So this is the Garuda Mudra, or the mystical birth. You're gonna allow your shoulders to rest away from the ears, draw your blades together and then under. Relax your jaw, your face, close your eyes, and watch your breath. Notice the risings and fallings. Keep your jaw relaxed. Keep your face relaxed. Friedel used to say, my teacher used to say that when we bring the hands to the heart center, then we surround ourselves with protective energy. Whenever you're feeling unease, bring your hearts to the heart. Feel yourself. If you're missing your loved ones, touch yourself, hug yourself, and think of them. Send them your love. Send them your hugs. I send you hugs right now, all of you. Rising and falling. Don't let your mind wander. If it wanders, let it be with love. Instead of controlling the breath, observe it. Garuda Mudra promotes belly breaths, belly breathing, allows your diaphragm to expand. So even if you're not trying, you end up with Dirga Pranayama. Notice. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Next time you inhale, release your hands on your lap, palms face up, wiggle your fingers, your thumbs, relax your shoulders back and down, and notice the sensations, your energy coming from your heart center. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And very mindfully and with control, you may keep your eyes closed. We're going to move onto our backs. You can have your bolster or your pillow under your knees if you wish. And when you're ready, bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor, tuck your tailbone, bring your knees towards the chest, hug them, and rock side to side. Some of you might want to bring your knees wide apart, hold onto the inner side of the legs, towards the creases of the legs, rock side to side. Some of you hold onto the ankles, and some of you hold onto the outer edges of the feet or the big toes, so going on to happy baby. And maybe bringing the knee all the way to the floor, extending the opposite leg towards the sky. You don't have to, but this feels really nice on the hips and the hamstrings. Or simply bring your foot soles together and rock side to side. Make sure this is not putting any pressure on your knees. So whatever version feels right, maybe circle your knees or bring them side to side. If you do circles, just make sure you do the same thing on the opposite direction. And once you have massaged your back, return to center. Tuck your tailbone once more. Bring your foot soles together and allow your knees to flare. And finding your butterfly position or Supta Baddha Konasana. Make sure that your pubic bone and your hip bones are at the same level, and make sure that your rib cage is not popping forward. Try to release it onto the floor. Relax your feet, your legs, and maybe bring your hands towards the sky. Let your shoulders drop, going on to our Japanese meditation. Relax your jaw, relax your face, and watch your breath. With every exhalation, see if you can relax a little more. Take 3 more breaths here. On your next exhalation, ever so slowly, bring your knees up as you bring your hands down. Take your time. And as you inhale next, release your feet onto the floor, extending your legs out. Observe. Use the body sensations as your main focus. You might notice the blood rushing down to your hands. Notice the sensations of your back, how grounded you feel. If you need to ground your sacrum, tuck your tailbone. Squeeze your buttocks and then let go. Scan your body from bottom to top. Draw your blades together, pull them down. Relax your feet, your ankles. Relax your legs. Relax your glutes. Allow your hips and shoulders to be heavy. Relax your arms. Relax your hands. Fingers curl naturally into your palms. No tension, no effort. Just relaxation. Relax your face, your jaw. Let your eyes sink into its sockets. Maybe roll them towards the third eye, the space between the eyebrows. Or maybe towards your nose. Or maybe just relax them. Observe your breath. Send your breath and awareness down to your feet. Wiggle your toes. Move your feet side to side. Wiggle your fingers. Move your hands, maybe in circular motion, hands and feet. And the next time you breathe in, extend your arms overhead and stretch and squeeze every muscle tight, tight, tight. Prune face. Exhale, release. Again, inhale deeply, point or flex and squeeze, especially your thighs and your glutes. You create a lot of energy here. And exhale, release. Last one, make it count. Inhale, stretch and tense, prune face. And exhale, let go. Bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor and move onto your side. Take a few moments once you get there. Notice your face, relax it, relax your jaw. See if you can catch your heartbeat. Notice your breath. If there is any muscle or joint that is speaking to you, just pay attention to it for a few moments and relax. Use your top hand to help yourself up next time you exhale. and find your way onto a comfortable seated posture. Any pose will do. Sitting tall. Bring your hands together at the center of the heart, shoulders back and down. Relax your jaw, relax your face. Maybe draw a smile, even if it doesn't feel like you want to smile, that's okay, just fake it for a little bit. They say that the brain catches up. Now when you're ready, inhale deeply, expand. Exhale. Inhale to Om. Relax your jaw, your face as you rub your hands together. Mukula Mudra over your eyes. Blink your eyes open. Breathe in, expand. Side out. Inhale. Side out. Last one, inhale. Let all tension out. And release your hands and shower yourself with your own good vibes all over. And shake off all tensions, all stresses and pains. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.